everybody, Christina here from The Daring English Teacher, and today I'm going to share with you 6 simple steps to create blackout poetry. So whether you're a middle school ELA, high school English teacher, or someone who's just interested in creating blackout poetry yourself, let's go ahead and dive into the world of blackout poetry. In this video, I'm going to share the 6 different steps that I use in my classroom to teach my students how to do blackout poetry. So here we go. First, we need to know what blackout poetry is. And sometimes blackout poetry is also called or referred to as found poetry. Blackout poetry happens when we use words that are already on a pre-existing page. Maybe it comes from an old book or printed out from the computer, and you black out every word except the ones that you want to use, and that becomes your poem. So what supplies will you need? Well, you'll need a few. To start with, you'll need some kind of paper that has words on it. Again, this can come from an old book or it can be printed out from the computer. Then you'll want to have a black marker or maybe a pencil. We're going to black everything else out. And then any other additional art supplies are optional. All right, let's go ahead and dive into how to do blackout poetry. Step 1 is to scan the text. You want to read the words on that page and figure out, are there any words that stand out to you? Words that you'll definitely want to use on your poem. Step 2 is you want to find high interest words. These are words that you might start to box or underline, words that are all connected, words that will help you establish a theme or a message with your blackout poem. After you've found the words that are going to help you create the message or the theme of your poem, you want to move on to step 3. Step 3, you reread the entire page and you're looking for connecting words, words that are going to connect those theme words together. Step 4 is you read all of the words that you have selected aloud. Does it make sense? If it makes sense and if it forms a cohesive poem, you've got your words and you're ready to move on. If it doesn't work, that's okay. Go back and repeat step 3 again. Read the entire passage and look for more connecting words and see if on the second or third time around, you can make your poem. Step 5 is you want to start putting your poem together. So go ahead and outline with a thick marker or maybe even a pencil all of the words that you have selected. And maybe go ahead and read it again just to make sure. So now that you have the words of your poem, step 6 is all up to you. You can either black out all of the words, or you can add some artistic elements and you can add some drawings and some other visual elements to your poem and black out all of the other words that way. In the classroom, when I teach blackout poetry to my students, I like to add some literary and poetic elements to my lesson to make sure that my students are really using their minds and putting together a good poem. Some of the elements that I have them include are a theme. I want them to establish a theme in their blackout poem. Some other elements that I also have them include are imagery, mood, tone, and symbolism. I want them to be able to explain why they chose the words they did and explain what their poem means to them. If you are interested in teaching blackout poetry to your students, I have a complete unit that is ready for you. Not only does it include instructional slides that teach all of these steps to your students so they understand exactly how to do blackout poetry, but it also has 50 pages of text ready for you to print out so that you do not have to rely on tearing pages from a book. You can find this blackout poetry unit in my TPT store, and I've also linked it down below. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel.